The next example here, we are going to look at the product of the sine and cosine. And we'll begin with the even powers. Please note that the powers can be negative. That still works. Okay, it's just a fraction, and the substitution will still work. Now, so take a look at the first one. The book actually has this one. So the sine x power 4 cosine x power 2. And you already learned that how useful the half angle formula is. It kind of reduces the power, even power, to a lower degree. So the book actually shows you, hey, you want to apply the half angle formula on each of these terms. And for this guy, you probably have to apply it twice because of the this term. Okay, and for this one, it actually goes to the power 3, which is odd power. So we discussed these two scenarios separately. So basically, you just apply what we just discussed above for this problem. Okay, so now let's try one. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. I may have to copy that to my OneNote to do that. Okay, now let's do this problem here. So the first step I would do is to apply the half angle formula. If you can recall that for sine, this here will be negative over 2. So this is from here, and this one is actually, again, you think of it as cosine squared and then square. For cosine square, and you get, so let me quickly write this down here, over 2. And so cosine x squared, if you can recall, it's plus cosine 2x and then square, right? dx. Now all you have to do is to do the algebra. Seems like there's a 2 here, there's a 2 square here, so it will be 1/8 outside. And here you have 1 minus cosine 2x. And here you have 1 plus cosine 2x squared, which means just multiply twice, right? And the reason I do that, I kind of take a look at the shortcuts here. This is the nice special product here, a minus b times a plus b. So it's just 1 minus cosine 2x squared and then multiply by 1 plus cosine 2x. Now I have to do the FOIL. There's no more shortcut. So I'm going to continue. I'll move that here. Sorry to write everywhere. So let's do the FOIL. 1 plus cosine 2x minus cosine 2x squared minus cosine 2x cubed dx. Make sure that we write that correctly using the grouping symbol. This one you may have to, for these two you can integrate directly, but this one it's an even power. We don't like to work with powers, so you will have to apply the so-called half angle formula one more time. It's 1 minus cosine of, now this time it'll be 4x right here, right? It's no longer 2x. You have to multiply this by 2 and over 2 minus. And this guy, if you can recall how you would handle the power, odd power, you isolate one term. Okay, so that's what I have now. And we might want to do a little regrouping. So 1 plus cosine 2x, this is minus 1/2 plus 1/2 of cosine 4x. And here minus, oh, by the way, I can, if you feel comfortable, I'm going to break that into two integrals. 1/8. This will be cosine 2x squared cosine 2x dx. I just treat them separately because this parts calls for a substitution. The u will be your sine 2x, okay, and then du will be 2 cosine 2x dx. And hopefully you still remember that how do we handle this cosine 2x squared? You will rewrite it as 1 minus sine of 2x squared. That's why we want to call the u as sine 2x. Okay. Now let's look at these two integrals separately. The first one, 1/8. Take a look at here. This is 1. This is 1 negative 1/2. You end up with just 1/2 by combining these two. So that 1/2 antiderivative will be 1/2 x. Cosine 2x will be 1/2 sine 2x plus 1/2 of cosine 4x antiderivative will be 1/4 sine 4x. So that's the x part. Now for the second integral, I need to change that to u. So here this will be 1 minus, if you can recall that we actually show it here, right? Right here. Oops. My drawing pen is a little... Okay, never mind. So it will be from right here, you can see that it's 1 minus the u square. Here, this will be your half of du because of the 2 is here. This is what we see, so we still have to take care of the 2, so it will be 1/2 of the du. Now we are close to the end, so we just need simplify. So this will be 1/8, 1/2 of x plus 1/2 of... Actually, if you see 1/2, why don't we just quickly factor out the 1/2? Right? Just factor out the 1/2. So how about 1/16? X plus sine 2x plus 1/4 of sine 4x. Here you do see that here you actually get 1/16, and the antiderivative will be u minus 1/3 of u cubed. At the end, I add a c. Now what is u? U is my sine 2x. I factor out my 1/16 sine 2x. You probably can complete the question yourself now, but let me quickly do that. Minus the u, which is sine 2x, and there's a minus sign here, there's a minus sign here. It will be plus 1/3 of sine 2x cubed at the end, plus the c. And seems like you are able to combine there are two terms. Trying to figure out my cursor. Okay, this guy and this guy can cancel. So with that, that pretty much is your final answer. One of this is cancelled. Okay, so this is it for this particular one.